Subscribe to this channel Techie Paddy and click that bell icon button to be the first ones to receive the latest updates about the latest videos on this channel Techie Paddy.
Hey guys, this is Noel Padgaonkar from Techie Paddy. So in this video, I'll be talking about the latest flagship smartphone from OnePlus, that's the OnePlus 5. So sit back and enjoy this video. Let's go! So OnePlus 5 was launched internationally on June 20th, 2017 and in India on June 22nd, 2017. So I'll be talking about specifications and other stuff like design, etc. And in the end, I'm going to come up with my verdict. So let's begin. So with the specification, let us start with the design. So the thickness of this smartphone right now is around 7.25 millimeters. That's quite thin for a flagship smartphone. And now it has been designed in 1281 days, this flagship smartphone. That means they had taken so much time to think and redesign this very flagship smartphone. And this has also been designed in one block of aluminium. The next thing is, like in the OnePlus 3T, you have the alert slider and the volume rockers on the left. You have your power button on the right. On the top you have nothing, but in the bottom you have your USB Type-C cable port and your speaker grill and your 3.5mm headphone jack. Thankfully they have included the 3.5mm headphone jack. So now let's begin with the screen. So the screen is a 5.5 inch screen and it's an optic AMOLED screen at 1080p. And I thought OnePlus may introduce a 4K panel display or something, but not an issue. But it might be at a very higher price point if they had introduced the 4K panel type stuff. But people are saying in the reviews that it's quite a good display to look at also, and that's not an issue at all. It's better resolution than the OnePlus 3T. So the next feature is about the camera. Now OnePlus has hyped up so much about its cameras in this event which had taken place, and so I'll be talking about what type of camera. So basically, let's start with the rear camera first. So what's different is that this is a dual camera setup than the normal single camera setup now, and there are two lenses. So one is a 16 megapixel camera having f1.7 aperture, and one is a 20 megapixel camera having f2.6 aperture, and that's a telephoto lens. Now both of these camera lenses use the Sony sensor. So the 16 megapixel camera uses a Sony IMX398 sensor, and the 20 megapixel camera telephoto lens uses the Sony IMX350 sensor. Now the next thing is, like in the OnePlus 3T, you had the optical image stabilization. You do not have this in this device. Instead, you have an electronic image stabilization. So until and unless we get the hands-on review with the device, we cannot even determine how the photos will come without the optical image stabilization. Now the next thing is a new autofocus sensor. So it focuses pretty quicker than it used to focus before. So there has been a 40% increase in the focus speed in this camera. Moving to the front camera. So the front camera is the same 16 megapixel camera at f2.0 which is carried from the OnePlus 3T device, and it is also using the Sony IMX371 sensor as like in the OnePlus 3T. Coming to the software. So now this is a new software. It's called the Smart Capture software. What it does is now it has a new portrait mode just like you have it in an iPhone, and what this does is it focuses on the people's faces and it separates the people's faces from the background. So basically, if you focus on one person's face, it will blur out the background, giving it a awesome effect. Now the next thing is, now these cameras are so great that you can capture good photographs even in low lighting with that f1.7, that 16 megapixel camera. So that will be really awesome. And also now in this new software, you have your new Pro mode where you can adjust your ISO, your aperture, etc, and also when you're shooting or you're taking pictures, you can see a live histogram on your screen, so you can determine where am I going wrong and etc. And also OnePlus says that this camera was trained to around 100 plus images, and that's why this camera will adjust the white balance according to the type of image it is going to be facing. and also there is going to be the dual LED flash behind as usual. So now from this camera, I was just talking about clicking photographs. What about video? So with this help of this camera, you can shoot 4K videos, 1080p videos at 60 or 30 fps, and 720p videos at 30 or 120 fps. So the next thing is the battery. So this time the battery has been reduced from 3400 mAh battery which was in the OnePlus 3T to 3300 mAh battery which is in this OnePlus 5, and now you have the usual dash charger available. Now coming to the main part, what is under this hood? So let's start with the processor. So the processor is a brand new Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 octa-core processor which is clocked at 2.45 GHz. And also it has the Adreno 540 GPU. This processor consumes 40% less power and is 25% efficient than the previous generation model, that's the OnePlus 3T. About the RAM, so this device comes with the 6GB RAM or an 8GB RAM variant, and also you have the other features like your Bluetooth 5.0, your WLAN, your LTE, etc. Now from the LTE, I just remembered that you can connect to around 34 network bands around the globe. So you do not need to worry wherever you are, and you can insert this SIM card without any problem and use it on your phone. The next thing is the fingerprint scanner. So as usual, it has been positioned in the same position as it was in the 3T, that is below, and it is of the same shape. And now it opens up in around 0.2 seconds. So that's pretty quick. So that was the same amount of time it used to open in the 3T too. So now let's talk about the storage of the device. So you have two options, either a 64GB variant or a 128GB variant. So the 64 will come with a 6GB RAM and the 128GB variant will come with the 8GB RAM. Now what's so special about this new storage is now it uses the UFC 2.1 technology. That means it has a new transfer rate storage, and that means it has around 4 channels. So 2 for read and 2 for write. That means if you transfer your files from one area to another, it will be much more quicker than the UFC 2.0 that had 2 channels only, 1 read and 1 write. Now coming to the software. So out of the box you will get the Nougat update in this smartphone, and this is the latest Oxygen OS 4.5 or something, and they have added some new features to its software which I'll be talking about right now. So now the first thing is the new app priority. Now it will prioritize your apps depending on what type of app it is. Like if suppose in the morning you get up and use Facebook, Instagram, etc. first, so on your screen it will show you that Facebook and Instagram icons on the first thing, and then later it will show you other apps. So that's basically app prioritization. The next thing is a new playback mode. That means if you're reading something on the phone, that means if you're reading a book or you've downloaded the Kindle app, then OnePlus 5 device will use its ambient sensor and adjust to the lighting around and reduce or increase the brightness, and also apply the blue filter when necessary to avoid straining of your eyes. The next feature is the new gaming mode. That means when this gaming mode is on, your notifications, your calls, etc. will all be muted. They won't be blocked, they'll just be muted so you're not interrupted during your gaming. And now you can also include a fingerprint or a 6-digit passcode for your files and documents if you want to lock them on your smartphone without even using any other third-party apps like App Lock. So there's a new feature that's called an automatic screenshot. For example, you're taking a screenshot of a web page, but you want to take the whole page. So in a generally what you do is you scroll down, take a screenshot, scroll down, take a screenshot. But now in this software, what you can do is if you start taking a screenshot first, then there's an option, there's a button to select. When you select that, the OnePlus 5 automatically starts scrolling down and takes screenshots until and unless you tap it and you stop it, and then it stores in your device. So that's all was the features and specifications about the OnePlus 5 device. Now there's something I would like to bring forward to all the users. OnePlus 5 have done some cheating with this device in its benchmark scores. The XDA developers determined it when they tested out the OnePlus 5 and the Mi6, which is a phone from Xiaomi, which also has the same processor, and the OnePlus 5 scored a better benchmark score than the Mi6. So we found out that during the benchmark scoring, the OnePlus 5 detects that this is a benchmark app and it boosts up the performance of the cores, due to which you get a better benchmark scores. So when contacted the OnePlus CEO, he said that this is one detected by the OnePlus 5 device as a gaming app and boosts up the performance. But he may be wrong here, because when you boost up the cores, your phone tends to heat up so badly, it touches around 50 degrees Celsius and your phone may shut down, and it is going to be very hot to touch. So this is impossible that OnePlus 5 can detect games and boost up the performance. So there has been some cheating, and that's what has been brought forward by XDA developers to the users. So that's all is about this device, OnePlus 5. So my verdict is, if you're willing to ignore that benchmark cheating, then this phone is worth a buy. I mean, come on, where are you going to get such amazing features in a high-end flagship smartphone or in higher branded smartphone like Samsung or HTC, etc.? So if you ask me, I will surely recommend you to go and buy this smartphone. So that's all about in this video. So if you like this video, please hit the like button, and if this is the first time or you haven't subscribed to my channel Techie Paddy, my name is Noel Pargaonkar and this is my channel Techie Paddy. Do subscribe. If you have any comments or any feedback, please do leave it in the comment section below. Please share this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video.